History is likely to remember last night's Oscars as the first time a non-English language film took the top honors.
Why is a foreign language film winning Best Picture in 2020?
And this is the question many had, but the answer is simple: ideology. Ideology is a relatively systematic body of ideas, attitudes, values, and perceptions, as well as actual modes of thinking typical of a given class in a specific time and place. Simply put, it refers to the set of beliefs, values, and norms that shape how we perceive and interpret the world around us. Now, obviously, Parasite isn't the only film with ideology. Every good film has ideology at its core, so what about Parasite resonated with people all around the world? By analysing the film's framing, composition, and narrative structure, we will explore how Parasite serves as a powerful critique of capitalist ideology through its use of cinematic techniques and symbolism. Drawing on insights from film theory and critical interpretations of the movie, we will demonstrate how Parasite challenges viewers to question dominant ideologies and consider alternative perspectives on class, wealth, and societal structures. From the very beginning, Bong exposes the inherent collisions between classes and inequalities perpetuated by the capitalist system, with the affluent Park family juxtaposed against the struggling Kim family. Drawing from Hesse's analysis of ideology, we understand how schools use bourgeois ideology to maintain societal order, reinforcing notions of success and failure. This dynamic is reflected in the film's depiction of the Kims' relentless pursuit of upward mobility within a system designed to keep them marginalized. Due to the increase in population in South Korea, homeowners began renting out their semi-basements. These uninhabitable spaces, prepared only for emergencies, became permanent dwellings for people unable to afford housing in the face of rising costs. The home of the Kims compared to the Parks reminds audiences of the effects of capitalism on poor communities. Now let's head into how this ideology is shown. As the Kim family maneuvers both metaphorically and physically up and into the lives of the affluent Parks, we are confronted with the harsh realities of class division and the relentless pursuit of upward mobility through the use of upward camera movements. As Yu observes, the film draws imaginary lines between these classes, highlighting the social barriers that separate them. The concept of an invisible boundary between the two families is visually emphasized through meticulous framing. This visual motive also serves as a foreshadowing device, subtly hinting at the nanny's shared socio-economic status with the Kim family. Characters themselves are aware of this line, even mentioning it. The literal descent of the poor Kim family, juxtaposed against the high rich neighborhood, symbolizes their descent into a living hell. The rainwater that submerges their semi-basement apartment carries the filth and human waste of the streets and sewers from above, including that of the Park family, illustrating the dire consequences of class-specific environmental risks. The flood does not discriminate, but the vertical segregation and unequal infrastructure of the rich and the poor predate the natural disaster and make its effects acutely class-specific, reminding our audiences that environmental justice for the poor can never be achieved without changing the necropolitical system of politics and economics. As we've established, Parasite is a critique of capitalism and aligns with Marx's assertion that capitalist societies inherently breed class differences. However, Yu's exploration of necropolitical metamorphosis offers a nuanced perspective, suggesting that the film transcends traditional Marxist class struggle narratives by delving into the Darwinian fight for survival among social parasites, in particular revealing the symbiotic relationship between the rich and the poor, both exploiting each other for survival and familial happiness. Bong Joon-ho himself acknowledges this, stating that both the poor and the rich can be seen as parasites, leeching off each other's labor. Furthermore, Bong skillfully portrays how those marginalized into minimal lives undergo a metamorphosis into parasites. Moon, Gwan, and Gun-se are portrayed as inhuman beings, fully embracing their parasitic lifestyle, while the Kims begin to follow suit, showcasing the dehumanizing effects of economic conditions. The two fight, illustrating how capitalism fosters a dog-eat-dog mentality, leading to conflicts between not only the rich and the poor, but also among the poor themselves. In this scene, we flick between the two poor families to show that despite them fighting each other, they are both victims of capitalism. Parasite breaks away from the portrayal of the poor as mere victims, showing their anger and complexity. This, I believe, is why it resonates globally, as it reflects a deeper truth about societal struggles. Zizek's analysis further illuminates this.
Poor people are often brutal and so on, because, my God, that's how they survive and so on. The solution is not to idealize them. They are really nice people and so on. The solution is to change the circumstances which made them like that.
Ramadanovic's critique of ideological hegemony within cinema prompts us to question the deceptive nature of dominant narratives.
야, 이거 진짜 상징적인 거네.
In Parasite, Zizek's theories manifest in the character's perpetual struggle to break free from societal illusions. The concept of aspiration, as depicted in the film, underscores the pervasive influence of neoliberal capital, wherein both the Kim and Park families strive for upward mobility through the exploitation of the other. This ideological illusion of climbing the social ladder underscores the film's critique of capitalism, wherein individuals remain trapped in a cycle of false dreams and aspirations, maintaining the system's inherent inequalities. Additionally, Rodriguez's work sheds light on the deceptive nature of ideology within cinema. As the Kim and Park families navigate their intertwined fates, the film challenges viewers to question the very foundations of societal norms and values, echoing Zizek's notion of ideology as a system that perpetuates false beliefs, even when the truth is none. Necropolitics seems to be the class destiny of the poor. The Korean letter Ki in Ki-taek, Ki-woo, and Ki-jung is the same letter in Ki-seung-jung, the Korean word for parasite. The mother's name Chung-soo also contains Chung, the last letter of Ki-seung-jung, as if the characters are destined to live in such a low social and economic environment like parasites from birth. By the end of the movie, the Kim family each continue this cycle one way or another. The father accepts the reality and becomes a full parasite. The mother gives up, the daughter dies, and the son hasn't gave up on his false dreams. However, no matter how long he works for, he will never be able to afford to buy the rich house. The dehumanization of people under capitalism makes it very difficult for them to grasp and fight the system that oppresses them. We tend to see it as inevitable. For the Kims, it is harder to accept this predetermined fate due to the window of hope they have lived with this whole time, metaphorically and physically, seeing those above through the window, making it harder for them to give up what they have seen. Through the lens of the film, audiences are prompted to confront the hegemonic influences of bourgeois ideology and its role in maintaining social inequalities. We witness the mutual parasitic tensions between the ruling class and the marginalized lower class erupt in moments of conflict and rebellion. Ultimately, in Parasite, we see that capitalism has succeeded in using the promise of upward mobility to perpetuate itself. This, Zizek explains, is how capitalism works. Even when we know how things are, we continue to act upon our false beliefs. It is important to remember that ideology in film is used to comment on the ideologies of the real world, and that is clearly evident in Parasite and its critique on capitalism. The film serves as a wake-up call, urging audiences to work towards creating a more just and equitable society.
그럼 이만.